What if you could disappear from the world, fake your death, and start a brand new life? Now imagine waking up one day to discover someone else died in your place, someone you never knew existed. And that person is being accused of your crimes. This isn't fiction. This is the story of Daniel Ross, the man who stole his own death. Daniel Ross was an accountant, quiet, smart, but tired of playing by the rules. Behind closed doors, he was laundering money for a dangerous crime syndicate. He thought he could keep both lives separate. He thought he could keep control. He was wrong. One day, Daniel overheard something he shouldn't have. A plan to eliminate anyone who knew too much. He panicked. He had to escape. But how do you vanish when you're already on the watch list of people who erase others for a living? Daniel staged his death. He parked his car on the edge of Graver's Cliff, left behind a bloodied shirt, a suicide note, and just enough DNA evidence to fool the police. The authorities called it suicide. Case closed. His wife mourned, his colleagues moved on. But Daniel was still breathing, hiding in a remote town under a new identity, Marcus Dean. For 11 months, Marcus lived quietly. No phone, no photos, no trace. He worked online. Grew a beard. Changed his voice. And thought he had escaped. But one morning, everything changed. A news anchor's voice echoed from the old radio in his cabin. Authorities have reopened the case of Daniel Ross, after discovering the body buried in his name was not him, and may have been murdered. Daniel's hands trembled. Someone else had died. Someone buried under his name. But who? Why? And more importantly, who knew his plan? He returned to the city under the cover of night. Wearing a hoodie and gloves, he crept into the cemetery, to the grave marked with his name. Daniel Ross. Born 1986. Died 2023. He stared at the headstone. And then, with shaking hands, he dug. Inside, he found a body, not a stranger, a man he'd met once in a dark alley, a mugger who tried to rob him. That man was now dead. In his grave. And he wasn't the one who killed him. Someone else had set this up. He ran to the only person he trusted, Claire. A childhood friend. Now a cybersecurity expert. She traced hospital records, police reports, surveillance footage. Nothing matched. The dead man had no ID, no fingerprint records, no family. But there was security footage. One blurry image, a hooded figure dragging a body down an alley. The timestamp? One day before Daniel's staged suicide. Claire whispered, "Daniel, someone planned this before you even disappeared." Then came the note. Slipped under his cabin door. "Your life belongs to us now, finish the job, or next time, it's your real blood in that grave." He wasn't running the show, the syndicate hadn't forgotten, they used his plan, framed him, and now they demanded something in return. A new target, a stranger, no reason, just a name. Daniel refused, he wouldn't kill, not again, instead, he set his own trap. He gathered files, documents, photos, audio recordings, everything he knew about the syndicate. He encrypted it and gave it to Claire. "If anything happens to me, leak it all." Then he walked into police headquarters to confess. But just as he was about to speak, another man entered. He looked exactly like Daniel, same height, same voice, same scars. The syndicate had cloned his identity, set him up, one Daniel to vanish, the other to take his place. Now no one knew who the real one was. The officers froze, two men, one story, both claiming to be Daniel Ross. They arrested both. In jail, Daniel fought to prove his identity. DNA tests were tampered with, voiceprints erased, his entire digital footprint had been overwritten by the clone. But Claire wasn't done, she launched the files, the entire internet exploded with the story, the man who stole his own death. The syndicate began to crumble, Whistleblowers emerged, and within days, the clone was exposed. But Daniel was never released. Too many believed he was a co-conspirator, too many wanted him silenced. He vanished again. Some say he lives in Argentina under a new name, others say he works in digital shadows, exposing dark secrets. One thing is clear. Daniel Ross never died. He just stole his own death. So, what would you do if someone else took over your identity? Would you run? Would you fight? Or would you disappear forever? Let us know in the comments. Share your thoughts. What was the most shocking part of Daniel's story? Would you ever fake your death to escape? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop your wildest theory in the comments below.